Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I am Shannon May, founder of Self Made, Meditate, Align, Enlighten, and Discover. And this morning you're joining me for Sunrise Yoga. This is the fourth day of our 5-day challenge. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue this morning in another gentle flow. If you missed the other days, you could find them on replay on YouTube. We have day 1 with sun salutations, day 2, sun salutations with a little remix. Day 3 was a gentle flow. And this morning, we're going to do another gentle flow, but with a little bit of remix. So I look forward to this. Good morning, Natalie. I see you on there. All right. So if you just come to a seated position, you can do crisscross applesauce. If you're joining me from the bed, and yes, you can do yoga in the bed, that'll be another series for another day. But you can remain in a lying position, and we're just going to start just with some grounding practices. So I'm going to bring my hands to my knees face up. You can bring your hands right to your abdomen, hand in hand, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And let's just take a moment to feel the silence of the morning. To feel ourselves grounded, being supported by the earth beneath us. Maybe in your practice this morning, you want to think of a gratitude practice, maybe thinking of something you're grateful for. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your lips. All right. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and join me on screen. So this morning, I'm going to try to position myself so that you can see my movements in different positions or different angles. But I invite you maybe not to look at the screen and maybe just listen to my oral instructions and possibly engage in flow in that way, or whatever makes you most comfortable. You can bring yourself to a seated position on your mat where your legs are out in front of you. And let's just start with some gentle movement, maybe pushing our toes back towards us, really stretching those heels towards the wall. Now maybe moving those toes towards the wall. And just doing this movement at our own pace. Maybe you want to try with the body and breath alignment. So breathing in as we maybe push those toes out. Exhaling as we bring them towards us. Maybe you want to try big circles. Bodies are just waking up this morning. Let's take one big sun breath together. So bringing those arms out to 180 degree and follow all the way up to the ceiling. Ooh, y'all, my arms are still feeling it from working out the other day. We're just gonna hold it here. Let's exhale, bring those hands back down to the mat. Just some gentle movement for our body. Again, let's try that by pushing the palms of our hands out and up. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling down. In this next movement, we're going to inhale our arms up and let's pause there at the top. And moving only at your hips, I want you to fold forward, bringing your hands to whatever position they land, whether it's your toes, your ankles, or your shins. Just naturally let your hands fall down into your body. Take a nice deep exhale, resting your chin into your chest so you're not holding any tightness in your neck. And maybe just notice here how your breath assists in your stretch. Go ahead and walk those hands back to your body. Let's bring the sole of our right foot. So if you look at those toes, bring the sole of our right foot into our left thigh. And let's try that movement again, but here just focusing on our left leg. We're gonna do a nice big sun breath up, bringing a lot of length into our spine, so sitting up nice and tall. And then forward fold at your hips, allowing your hands to fall wherever they naturally fall. Bringing your head down, just relaxing and releasing any tightness there. And just breathe. And a couple moments here. Releasing any tightness that we're holding in our shoulders. Go ahead and inhale, walk your hands back into your body. And now I invite you to do the same motion 3 to 5 times, depending on how fast or slow you would like to move this morning. And when you hold it, when you're bringing your hands down, just hold that for 3 to 5 breaths, okay? So go ahead and inhale up and fold at your hips and move at your own pace, continuing through 3 to 5 times. Whenever you're done with your last rotation of this motion, go ahead and bring yourself to a seated position. Both legs flat against your mat. Bringing your right foot out to meet your left. Whenever you're ready, let's bring the sole of our left foot in to meet our right thigh. I was gonna say thigh meat. That's what my daughter used to call it, the big leg, and now she calls it the thigh. Go ahead and do the same motion, breathing up. A lot of length in your spine, forward fold at your hips. And do this at your own pace for about 3 to 5 times. You may notice that maybe your mobility in one leg is different than the other, and that's totally normal. Our range of motion or the mobility from one side of our body to the next may change. It may change daily, it may change over time. The goal here isn't to be super flexible and touch our toes. The goal here is to allow ourselves to release any tightness that we're feeling, leaning into our bodies, noticing what sensations come up for us and what parts of our body. Maybe for some of us, this is the first time we're actually spending with our legs in this way over the course of this week. So we're just noticing and listening. I say listening to the wisdom of our body. So go ahead and bring that left foot back out to meet that right foot. And bring your feet out into a wide pose. And let's go ahead and do the same big breath up. And this time, let's fold forward and between our legs, any amount. You do not have to be that far out. You can be in whatever you choose for your body this morning. I like to shake my legs out of it. You can continue at your own pace, maybe 3 to 5 times. If a position feels really good to you, I invite you to stay there for a little bit of time. Whenever you're ready, you can bring your feet back in. Let's bring both soles of our feet together. Any amount, you can bring them closer to your body or further out. Again, just listening to the wisdom of our bodies, telling us what is too much or too little. And I'm just moving in a butterfly position, just loosening up a bit. For the next series of positions, I'm going to invite you into tabletop. That means we're going to be getting on our all fours, so hands and knees. And we're going to do a couple cat cows and some other positions. But just slowly move. There's no rush to this morning. And the beautiful sunrise reminds us of that. If you experience some pain in your wrist, I invite you to make 2 fists so that you take the pressure off of your wrist. My feet are flat to the mat. And let's do a couple of cat cows. So we're going to inhale and drop our tummies towards the mat. You may notice I'm going to do, my spine will go inwards. I'm going to toot my tailbone up to the ceiling and also invite my chin to come up. Relax your shoulders and just inhale here. That feels really good on my abs. My abs are sore from yesterday as well. Exhale and round your back, tooting that tailbone in, bringing your chin into chest. Exhaling, chin up. And just do a couple of these, maybe 3 to 5 at your own pace. Maybe you would like to invite other movement in this morning. Maybe you want to circle your hips around. Maybe you just want to move that back. Sometimes I experience back tightness when waking up. Whatever you choose, whatever you want to play with here, have fun with it, but just be gentle with yourself. Gonna come straight on my mat. Now we're gonna get ready for another movement. I'm gonna ask you to bring your right foot out and back of you. Now you might notice I'm gonna start with my left foot so you can see the movement. So let's take those toes and just bring them out and back so our toes are connected with the earth, our leg is straight. And let's just roll back. So bring yourself rolling back on those toes just a little bit, so that we're causing a little bit of stretch in our calves. And let's roll up, back. Now remember, if you're feeling any tightness or pain in your wrist, you can come to fists. Exhaling, rolling back. Inhaling up. Go ahead and bring that knee back to your left and extend your opposite leg out, toes connected to the earth. And let's roll back just for a nice gentle stretch on those calves. If this does not feel good to you, I invite you to do any movement that may feel better to you in your body. I'm focusing a bit more on my legs today because after we do yoga, I'm going to go to the gym for just a little bit. I only do 30 minutes. So whatever I do in that time and however I feel in that time is what gets done. So my goal for working out has just been consistency. My goal is simply just to show up every week. That's it. Bring your knee back to meet the other. Let's put those toes together and let's go into child's pose, extending those arms out in front of you, bringing your forehead to the mat. And whenever you're ready, we're going to go into a downward dog. We're going to be gentle with ourselves this morning. So come back up towards your palms and plant those into the mat. I'm going to tuck my toes, planting those toes into the mat. I'm going to lift up my hips to the ceiling for a downward dog. Now you can bend one knee at a time. Inviting in that sensation. And that's it. Let's just bring our knee back down. Child's pose and rest. Continue resting in your child's pose. I'm just going to do a quick time check. As I promised that our sunrise series would only be 30 minutes each morning. I invite you to come out of your child's pose into tabletop. And from here, we're going to do one of my favorite poses. This is my stress relief position. And one that can be interesting especially if you haven't stretched these parts of your body. So if you want to listen to my instruction or watch me first, you're welcome to do that. Facebook is going to end soon because my battery is low. But what you can do is bring your right knee to meet your right wrist. And I'm going to bring that right ankle over towards the left wrist. Okay. So I'm going to show you again, and I'm also going to give you some modifications. You can bring your right knee to your right wrist. And this, you can stay here as a modification. Ultimately, we're going to tuck our left toes and come back for a nice hip opener. Or you can bring your left or your right ankle towards your left wrist. I don't suggest to bring your ankle all the way to your wrist. That's probably unnatural for our knees to be in that position. So just do a small angle of some sort. Tuck those back toes on that left leg and move back for a nice hip opener. Any amount. So here I'm really going to invite you to listen to your body. You're welcome to come off of those wrists down to your forearms if this feels good to you. If you're looking for a bit more challenge here, you can come down to the mat. You can stack your hands and bring your forehead to your hands. Whatever you choose, or whatever feels better for your body. I am just getting back to my own yoga asana practice, and I've noticed the difference in my body not stretching multiple times a week. Now go ahead and tuck those back toes under the left leg. Bring yourselves up to your wrist. Again, you can be stacked on your fist. And just lift yourself out of the position. We're going to meet back into tabletop. Now let's do the opposite side. I'm on my left side, so I'm going to bring my left knee to my left wrist. Facebook that. I'm going to swivel that left ankle towards my right wrist. And a nice angle there, and I'm going to just move back, bringing my back hip, so moving back into You can go ahead and bring yourselves back to the palms of your hands. Tuck those back toes under, and let's go ahead and bring ourselves back into tabletop. I invite you to sit back on your ankles if that feels good to you. If you have any ankle pain, I invite you to sit on the mat. And let's go ahead into crisscross applesauce. We're going to use the last 5 minutes of class to do a body scan meditation. If you would like, you can lie down on your back, or you can stay in a seated position. And I'm just making sure I do not have any alarms on, so it does not interrupt or flow. So once you're in your favorite seated or lying position, whatever is most comfortable for you, we'll go ahead and start our meditation. From your most comfortable position, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels most comfortable for you. Or if you choose, you can leave your eyes open and maybe gazing at something that is non-moving. Let's start with some gentle inhales, just noticing our breath in our body. Take a nice big inhale through our nose. Out through our mouth. Maybe here is where we notice that we are still connected to the earth that has supported us through our gentle practice this morning. The earth that will decide in our path today through the energies that we bring and that we invite in. Take a moment to inhale. Now, I bring your attention to the sensations in your sit bones as you feel the connectedness to the earth. Exhale and release any tightness that we're holding in our sit bones. I invite you to maybe do a scan of your legs as they too are connected to the earth. And just release any tightness or tension that we're holding in our legs. Let's do a scan to our abdomen, bringing our attention to our wounds. Inviting in good thoughts and gratitude as we release and relax. Inhale, bringing our breath into our chest, noticing the rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Bringing our attention to our wrists, maybe noticing any sensations here, allowing them to rest and relax. Maybe scanning from our wrists to our shoulders, noticing any sensations in our arms. Now bringing our awareness to our shoulders and our neck. Maybe noticing any tightness that we're still holding in this area. Exhaling and letting go. Bringing your attention to your jaws and your ears. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, release any tightness that you're feeling in your jaws or your ears. Maybe we just want to do a small, gentle scan of our face, noticing the space between our eyebrows, maybe the area around our eyes, the space that we hold our smile. And exhale, release any tightness that we're feeling, or any tension that we're holding. Now let's just take a couple moments of silence to scan from the top of our heads back down through our body, maybe focusing your attention on any sensation or any part of your body that felt most curious to you today. At the sound of the bell, I invite you to move slow and to bring in this level of present moment awareness into the rest of your day. Thank you for joining us on this fourth day, and I hope to see you tomorrow as well.